Einstein said God doesn't play dice with the universe. He was talking about quantum mechanics and uncertainty. What he didn't say to everyone is that God blows musical bubbles with the universe. Let me explain. The life cycle of the curvature of space-time is the constant state of life and death and rebirth of the universe itself in its entirety. At the singularity, reality is ripped apart and entanglement, energetic entanglement takes over. That is the music. That is the music that occurs between the life and death of the physical universe. That is the scientific proof of concepts like Tawhid, Brahman, Waheguru, Samsara. It's the illustration of the concepts in the Shema. It's the most important scientific discovery in history, not just in human history, in history. Now, settler colonialism is a science of division in the name of a false supremacy. So if you want to know why Flight 171, why India, why on the way to Great Britain, that's why pretty precisely, I imagine. I'm not Saif al-Adel. He's like my uncle. Probably literally my cousin. My birthday, tomorrow, I was born in 1978, is symbolic of the end of the Zionist state, which will not see 78 years old. Number 613 is a sacred number in Judaism. I don't know if that's my real birthday or if it was supposed to be or how it ended up my birthday. I assume lots of traumatic circumstances. Not the least of which involving just what kind of person my mom was. Now, does this stuff happen to you on your birthday every year? No, it does not. And you should consider yourself lucky, because you wouldn't feel very good about it. It's nothing I can control. All I can do is tell you what I think it means, and hopefully you can learn from it. But again, these religious concepts of unity. Oh, hi, lizard. Whew. There goes a lizard running, scurrying. He says, don't forget to tell them to forgive us. Listen, we inherited this planet from reptilians who were really into nuclear war. And now they're buried. They're imprisoned below us. I know that sounds funny to a lot of people, but it's not funny. They've been down there for a long time. And people up here can't even stand to look at each other. If you want to make a joke, it's that a lizard's your bra, man. My impression of reptilians I've seen is that they are partial to Roman Catholicism. Which I can understand why. Now, is it my fault that a plane crashes on my birthday? No. Is there anything I can do about it? No. Is it my responsibility then to decode that for you and to translate that? Yeah. Do I get to bear a bunch of the brunt of a bunch of the anger of it? Likely. But that's the way my life has been for a very long time, since about 1998. It was a very famous plane crash. I think it was in Burbank. It's the first one I can recall. Just the nose of the plane. But when I started trying to figure out a real framework for world peace, a real political framework for world peace, that's when some other people who were working on that kind of stuff got involved in my life. That's when planes started falling from the sky for my birthday every year. And every time I tried to have a girlfriend, ask anybody who ever dated me, and there aren't that many. Always a plane crash. Probably right about the time Chad Bianco started to really interfere in my life, there would probably be a plane crash. Just as soon as I said Chad Bianco, that kink in the hose. Get on my face. What are you doing? Ah, spider face. Spider in my hair now. See, spider. Go ahead and eat him. Get out of my hair, spider. That's not where you live. I switched to vegetarianism a while ago after my surgery. Come on now. Why? Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky that you're not me? Aren't you lucky that you're not Josh Dunn? That disaster and death follows around like a curse? Yes, you are. You're very lucky. You think this is an enviable position to be in? To be the guy that has to explain to an ignorant, hateful world what is going on? And all they're going to do, 9 times out of 10, is be furious and terrified and enraged. Should I repeat that last part? As soon as Chad Bianco got really involved in screwing up my life, or I realized that the girlfriend was just trying trying to get crack from my dad or both. Unc would crash a plane. Hot today. But let me repeat the physics for you. The curvature of space-time itself has a life cycle. And the universe, as Einstein would not tell everybody, blows musical bubbles, which is to say the singularity collapses and the universe turns to music, and then big bangs. That's how it works. Now, the shape of the universe is described by the evolution of that life cycle. And that's a difficult concept for a lot of people to understand, the shape of the universe, or how long it would take for the entire universe to complete that cycle instead of just parts of it. Big concepts in physics. Now, unfortunately, I had to see more than one quantum inversion device to really solidify these conclusions. I probably would have come to them without seeing the quantum inversion device. I don't think anybody needed to see or experience the quantum inversion device. And all of the gnarly side effects, the horrible radiation, the effect of time reversal. Very, very terrifying. Really crappy weapon. And if TikTok has an issue with me saying a name, that's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. So, yep, happy birthday to me. Be 47 years old tomorrow. Literally like a dozen people on the planet who really understand or care about me. And most of them are considered to be villains by you because they're in politics. Which isn't completely inaccurate. If you're in politics, you are kind of a villain. Necessarily. And no, we don't want to use those nukes anymore. All nuke is shirk. All nuke is a violation of the fundamental principles of the universe, and our species is isolated because of that violence. So I want you to look at me as an example of all of humanity right now. The violence of these plane crashes that occur on my birthday or around my birthday every year. Very similar effect on me and my life that the use of any kind of nuclear weapons has on all of humanity, which is isolation and alienation by the broader community. And if it's not your fault because you didn't set off the nuclear weapons, well, you better say something about it. You better not remain silent. You better speak up, like Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, man. What did I want for my birthday? A Nintendo Switch 2. Some Dave's Not Chicken, some cauliflower Dave's. Maybe a cake. Can't always get what you want. One of the lessons that the Houthis want people to learn is that the Zionist state was created before racial segregation in the United States. That's why they didn't let the survivors of the camps in Europe settle here, because there was no integration, no racial integration here. And it predated the jet age of commercial air travel, right? That's probably why they were in such a rush to establish the Zionist state in the Holy Land, because they knew as soon as they racially integrated the United States and commercial jet travel became common, they would have much less of a justification for that kind of settler colonial nonsense. Now, today is a really great day for Jews to be in the diaspora. And if you're not in the diaspora, it's probably a great day to get into the diaspora, because you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing in the Holy Land.